Hey, I'm Mitch, and this is my team, Cloud9. First up, the man with the beautiful hair and the best flex in the game, Zeppa. Next up, the prodigy, the golden child, Oxy. The muscle man, wrestler, and the ghost, Vic. Last but not least, the man making his return to the VCT Americas stage, the grinder, Net.
I am joined by Emmy here stage side after that nail-biter Game 1 versus NRG. What was the solution to close that out after almost losing it? And
turns out we'll never know. Shame.
I'm an expert rip leader.
Go on, Ender.
I'm an expert rip leader. I was going to say the trick was just killing Som and Mata first. And once those two players are gone at the start of the round, OT is easy.
Thank you so much, Coach Ender, for that
welcome.
breakdown. But that was a wild match, though. 14-12 finish. Cloud9 get the dub, but my goodness, did they have to dig deep at the end there because, Mimi, I thought NRG were going to run away with it.
The script was so perfectly lined up. The last game for Som and Finesse, losing 9 rounds in a row to choke to C9. Here, they win 10 rounds and a half to get to OT. Finesse goes from pieing in his re-debut to getting 3 kills to take it to OT. And it wasn't enough. C9 just locked in and closed it out in OT.
Yeah, genuinely, I'm just like shocked at what I just witnessed because it seemed like at the start when NRG were finding the momentum in the second half and getting it back, it was by really good entry pathing from Mata. I thought that once NRG were on the attacking side and running some of their set plays, their execs, it was working very nicely for them. And then Som came out of absolutely nowhere to go 30-15 in a loss. That's a rage quit if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, man, that's a tough one. But the thing is, though, is let's not forget, right? Like C9 had a buffer to work with because they were going in.
Sure.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Into the half, like look,
10-2 up. Yeah. Yes, and still almost lost it. But that was a incredible game for Zeppa. He was the guy getting absolutely clowned on this offseason. He locked in here, and in the first half, I think what they really displayed was how strong this Tejo comp is, especially for taking Space Arcade and kind of winning the early fights on this map. You see there, they have so much utility, completely flushing out Heaven, winning this space a few rounds later. NRG adapt, they try and fight forward, but C9 just has so many tools to win in these big team fights when they're combining all that initiator utility together.
And it's very easy to like push people out of those normal positions because you think about Fracture, those sites are actually pretty tiny. So having that double blast to make players peek you out of Heaven on the B site or swing you from bottom of site over on A, you force those fights and you force favorable angles for yourselves on the attack.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why Finesse ended up pieing, right? They kept bullying his site. They were flushing him out of all those standard positions, using the Tejo utility to break the Killjoy util. It looked really well put together to start there for C9.
Yeah, I agree. I think C9 had a chip on their shoulder very clearly. They wanted to come out here kind of just prove like, hey, we can't compete. Yeah, for sure. And I most definitely feel like they did just that. But it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. But let's go ahead, though, real fast and get some words on the other side of the field. We got the Chicken Nugget King standing by with Rivington.
I'm joined by Bangkok right before Game 2 here versus Cloud9. A really tough nail-biter back and forth, basically feeling every emotion there in that first game. You can't be too mad, though, with the way the team performed, but that win just out of reach. What are you thinking about Game 2 to make that the win?
I think we just need to start faster and not sleep the first couple of rounds. I think really important that we got a couple of rounds there on attack and we almost made a comeback, but if we just start faster, it's going to be fine.
All right, start fast. Hope to see it, Bangkok. Thank you so much.
Coach Bangkok is 100% on the money there. Start faster. That's literally what happened.
That's been the problem with Finesse and NRG and Optic before that, and Envy before that, of these slow starts. There's a history with these guys, right? They come into a tournament. They almost always lose their first match. Even when they won the Soup League, lose the first match, go down below, they won that tournament. This is a perennial problem for Finesse. So
I don't think this is real.
It's so real.
It happened in the
Masters
Soup
Copenhagen, champions.
You're cherry picking.
I'm not.
Yes, okay, it's Sen City Classic. They sweep.
Yeah,
How far back were you going for
Reykjavik?
A kickoff last year? they win the first game, they end up losing that one. Like stage 1, they win like
kickoff is less important than those big international tournaments that they won after losing the first match.
But this is kickoff. So you're applying this logic to kickoff?
Yes, I am, because it's a known quantity.
This is fake. This is fake. This is fake narrative.
We're a man made of straw.
Okay, what's the takeaway?
Wait, did you just say he's a man made of straw?
Yes.
What? No, I've got heart, okay? I've got heart.
She just flat out said you soft. You gonna take that?
No, I didn't say that. It's
you gonna take that?
She's doing a very nerdy thing where she wins the debate by calling me a straw man.
Yes.
Wrong.
I'm not saying you're a straw man, but you're saying
yeah, well, you know what? You're a straw woman.
This is your B-roll. Talk about it.
Talk about your B-roll.
Okay, no, actually, look at this one, Mata. So Mata did some cool entry pathing. He satchels into sight like he's going up into tower and then walks to catch the player escaping from tower. I really like this move from him. And during that the start of the second half, I did think that his just early openers were what got the momentum going back for this team. And you could see using some of that breach utility to flush out players worked nicely for them.
Yeah, Mata was sick.
Yeah, Mata was awesome. I mean, really, like in that series, right, or in that map rather, you know, I was so, as everyone was, concerned for NRG, but to see that bounce back shows me exactly what Coach Bangkok was talking about, the slow start. They got to make sure that they do not allow that to happen again, and to make sure that it's not a thing that we talk about. I think you have to really come out of the gate swinging here. You have no other choice if you're NRG, I think.
Truthfully, I'm not worried for NRG with what they showed in that second half. I do think Finesse and Ethan need to
But what happens
step
if
up
the
in a
same
big
thing
way.
happens again going into that?
They're going to be warm after that second half.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if they came out the gate with another like horrid half like they had at the start of Fracture.
Yeah.
That said, I would say like Lotus coming up is historically a very good map for C9. I would not be surprised to see them run something similar in terms of comp with like the double circle smokes. I think worked actually pretty nicely for them.
Zeppa's Clove was great.
Zeppa individually on the Clove looked ridiculous, but also I think just the way they were causing havoc on sites because they have extra smokes like drop down in the middle of a site to like create new angles to aggressively swing through. Like in that first half, C9 were winning rounds by just disrespecting and pushing through some of their own smokes to take timings towards spawn or just out in the middle of the site that NRG weren't ready for because you don't play against that type of comp every day.
Really curious to see what they're going to run on Lotus as well because we saw a pretty old comp, 2023 old EG, but they were innovating on the offseason, so maybe NRG have something cooked up for us.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Well, we're going to be getting ready for match 2 in a few. Agent Select is going to be coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Go scare some crows.
Welcome back. Map 1 delivered in every way you could possibly fathom. And guess what? There's more. We still have to play Lotus. We're going to get into Agent Select here in just a moment. Dre, any like big takeaways after that first map?
When I think of this matchup, I think a lot of players or a lot of people out there are like, okay, Mata versus Oxy. But what we just saw was truly Bangkok versus Mitch. I swear, the battle of the brains, because it was so evenly matched, but the game planning from both sides on that attacking side, it was like this back and forth battle, and a lot of the reactions were the same.
Why Bangkok versus Mitch specifically?
Because they were coach and IGL duo for quite some time on Oxygen Esports. So this is like the mind game that you have to deal with. When you're in this matchup, you have to think about that like, oh, he knows my tendencies, but I know his. It's kind of like that Spider-Man meme where like they're both like, hey, I got you, you got me, you know what I mean? So it's a battle of the brains right now, and it's really who can adapt the fastest, and it was Cloud9 in that overtime that adapted very well.
Battle of the brains sounds really good and smart and analytical and whatever. I was looking at Zeppa versus Mata, and how that played out. I think Mimi touched on it on the desk. I mean, Zeppa carried through the first half. We mentioned it, 19 kills, and was a little quiet in the second half, but he was the one who got them over the finish line. I want to say it was a 3K in that last round of overtime, which was, I mean, exactly what they needed. And, I do want to touch on the NRG starting slow conversation or debate, if you will, that took place on the desk, because I do think there has historically been that issue where they do kind of struggle at the beginning and then they go on a crazy run. So we see agents like coming through. Your thoughts on this? The Vice on Lotus, is it make you feel a certain type of way?
Oh, it's definitely legit. And the reason why I like it as well is now Finesse isn't stuck on site within playing with his Killjoy utility, right? He's not going to get bombarded by a Tejo. I mean, you would think, right? There's less of a chance, right? He's more free to roam around and play in certain spots. So I think it's really, really good. The Flash is really good to take a lot of space on the attacking side even, which is where they're starting. And from the side of Cloud9, I like the deadlock. I like that they're running the deadlock here. I think it could be very annoying on this map. We've seen a lot of players use it, and it can be so cringe to play against. That's the word for it. It's just cringe.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen both sides of the spectrum there, where deadlock is incredibly annoying to play around, particularly on C, and then there are other times where it just seems like it's pointless, right? So we'll see which deadlock we get this time around, as Cloud9 will be starting on the defensive side, and lo and behold, Net is playing towards C. They're not going slow about this at all. He might be dead. Yeah, he's entirely dead. That was such a cool combo.
What a sick trap play.
The paranoia, the net, and then the salvos.
Instantly going to re-clear front B as well, getting all the info. There is no speed up here, but the lurk now identified. But are they aware that Mata has just slowly crept in here?
I think they are, because they have so much of the space A. So they've cleared A, they know about B. They're going to take a step back so they don't get overwhelmed, but they know where the hit is.
And they're worried about Mata making this play as well. Both members looking at both sides of the smoke.
A classic in 70 HP. Psalm will fall.
Zeppa is just not slowing down, Doug. That's 2 to the round already. First one off of utility. Second set of missiles.
This is not secure, though. Spike has been going off for a little bit. If they face into these kills, it could be disaster. After all of that from Finesse, it was not enough. Mitch gets 2, Cloud9 gets the pistol, and what was that?
It was a battle of the IGLs at the end of the day, Doug. Finesse, he actually stepped up huge in that pistol round, but just feels like whenever he's doing the most, NRG seems to not win. I guess that's the story. Continuing over. He had 3 to his name in that round, the only one picking up any kills. But this trap play, this was an amazing highlight.
Such a cool setup. You see Mitch there getting a couple of kills. Nice, let's go! I was hoping we'd get to see that Finesse 3K one more time, because I mean, it was pretty.
But the deadlock, Nate already getting value right there.
And that would be cringe.
Oh my gosh, it's so cringe.
That is.
You get deadlocked, Nate, and then missiled.
You're just sitting there.
I said GG, go next for me. And now you have to worry about that everywhere. Imagine it on the retake. What if they hold on to it? You're playing in sight. It's over for you. See mount control again. Orb was gathered by Mata. And NRG, it seems like on these eco rounds, they tend to try to grab as many orbs as they can. Front B orb was also grabbed.
Last place. Not ready yet.
It's very smart because you're already at a disadvantage. You might as well try to get any type of things in your favor.
Sure.
It's going to be a deadlock trap on this wall, but Zeppa, he's so sharp right now. He's so informed.
See the missiles out again. He still has his stun. Regen armor too. That was a bit of a whiff.
Yeah, a bit of a misfire. That will give the plant to NRG as well. So pretty successful eco round so far, even though they dropped early. But there's just too much utility.
Yeah, I mean the gun display, or the gun difference, excuse me. That's the big issue.
Oh, it's flawless. Almost flawless.
Zeppa with 4. He has his ult online now going into the third. Remember here, they were able to win the bonus on the first map, and that really was the start of a mess for NRG.
Yeah, and having the Armageddon puts you in a really good spot. I mean, you could really opt to just stack one site, play full retake on the other, because that ult basically clears out most of the lanes that you're dealing with. Like, that C site gets cut absolutely in half. That's crazy.
Yo, somebody backstage doesn't like Cloud9.
I promise it wasn't me.
That's crazy. Someone misses Rossi. I don't know.
Yeah, that was insane.
What's the buy situation look like for Cloud9? A couple Bulldogs, an Outlaw for Vic. And another speed up towards C. You imagine they get the orb from Ada, and then they reset, as has been the case. Meanwhile, Sam just crept his way out towards A.
Very smart play from Sama. Perfectly timed lure. Based off of all that pressure energy showed towards that C mound.
Well, and I think just having playing around his own orb so that he can get across. Well done.
And it's scary too because you heard the door open. You know the Rays invested his nade as well.
Do they fully commit to this? With the wall in their face now, they are stuck.
Yeah, Zeppa, he's got some utility out and ready. To the top of the spike. There it is.
They're gonna get flushed out, but the spike should commit. Mata does fall. Ethan, snappy on the first. Sam's gonna try to do a bit of the same, but he cannot.
Enemy remaining.
Now Net left standing by himself. NRG get the first round.
Yeah, it was a good try on the retake. Sam, I think he had such a big kill there onto Mitch. Taking out the breach utility very early on. Sneaking, weaseling his way towards that rubble area. And if he's already getting kills like that on the lurk so early on, it's going to have Cloud9 have to invest a lot of utility or maybe keep an extra guy around to do that reclear.
Light armor on every member of Cloud9. Quick break the door into pressure applied towards A main. There's a lot invested here.
Yeah, and this time it's a swap. Sam is lurking towards C.
They've inserted Oxy.
I don't think they're aware. I don't think NRG are aware of this.
Ethan's up too.
Whoa. He was way too far up. Nobody really to help him trade at all. That prompts a speed up of Sam towards that C mound area. But look at that deadlock stun that Vic is able to play off of. It's going to be a lot of delay here. Oxy, he's got the showstopper for the retake as well.
Cover going out.
They're creeping in.
They're ahead of the smokes. They've already gotten past it, and they realize that window of opportunity is closed. Finesse is going to have his ult off of this.
Yeah, this Mike's ultimate could
My ultimate's
pay out. There's that flash to take deep spawn, but the problem is there's a showstopper on the other end.
Do they scale? It looks like they want to try. Oxy popping his ult. That's going to be the only real weapon they have.
Oh.
Forced back to secondaries.
Good nade.
That's really good. Most of their attention is back towards Quantum for good reason. That's the only one who is elsewhere, now rotating back over. Oxy trying to funnel his way out. He's going to get the best amount of visual too. They've managed to claw their way back into that. What a gorgeous retake.
It was beautiful, dodging all the utility. I don't know how Oxy made it out of that alive in spawn. But then the scaling and the pacing on it. They all run out of spawn together. They understand with Net's jiggles that there's players in that water area. And the breach utility from Mitch. He's so good at these characters that are able to initiate, whether it's the KO, we saw him on Tejo. Now the breach.
Very nice retake. You saw, I mean, they were able to apply pressure, multiple angles, and it was too much for NRG.
Outlaw in the hands of Oxy. He's not going to have to deal with it quite yet.
He stuck that?
A freebie for Net. An absolute freebie for him.
Wall's going to get broken down. They still managed to get the spike planted.
Welcome to my world.
The thing is Net has his ultimate right now. It misses, though. Nobody grabbed from the side of NRG.
And so now they can still play around this pit. Verno has his ult too.
Oh my gosh. Verno's dancing.
Yeah, if he manages to stay alive, yeah. That's going to buy a little more time. Not really tagging on anyone, though. They're going to be able to run right into this model. So much to do. Trying to keep up with Oxy, and he can't. Once again, a beautiful retake from Cloud9.
Mata tried his best, but he just couldn't quite track him. It looked like he ran out of mouse pad space. And then Oxy on top of that dunks on Finesse. How was he able to maneuver through that Viper's Pit while getting full spray down and still find the kill? I mean, it must have been chaotic on his screen. It's so impressive. God, that's that freebie. Oh, it's actually Zeppa that takes out Som, but the diversion of Oxy.
Guys, let's go!
These retakes are problematic. They've been that for NRG, and I think again Cloud9 showing that they can stand in here with the best of them.
And net on Lotus, it truly does feel like he's so comfortable on this map. He knows when to spam, he knows when to play retake. And apparently Som knows when to kill Oxy.
And Mitch. He might get a shot at Zeppa too.
Oh, wait a second. Nobody clears this.
Nope.
Nobody clears this!
Not one.
Oh my gosh, Zeppa with 3! It's not real.
Beautifully played.
One enemy remains.
And that's the ult into the next.
Player standing.
Might get a shot at the ace here.
Oh my gosh, if he plucks the showstopper out of the sky before falling, this would be
Mata has
really something special.
Mata has a shot at this. The spike is out of reach. For as explosive as the round has been, it now goes deadly quiet.
30 seconds left.
Neither player willing to make a mistake, willing to give anything away. Now Zeppa on the swing, there it is! The ace for Cloud9.
He couldn't get it on Fracture, but he gets it on Lotus. The Cloud9 special. Doug, he is 15-3. It's been 6 rounds.
He's just insane in the first half, son.
He's out of this world. He's not human right now. He's an alien.
A ridiculous ace there, which gives me an opportunity to talk about the iBuyPower ace. They're giving away a PC for the first ace of the week, and then everything after that, $100 Riot gift card and $100 in iBuyPower rewards. Follow at iBuyPower on social media and use hashtag #UnlockYourAce for a chance to win. And yeah, holy smoke, Zeppa.
Yeah. Yeah.
15-3. The kid's nuts.
Nobody clears the corner. It's so rough, especially in the mid round. If you play there right away, okay, sure. You might get cleared.
Yeah, spammed, you know, anything.
Yeah. But Som with those 2 kills, he thought surely there's not a third. We have a free sight. Zeppa just strikes right in the back. And that's his second Teo ultimate online. The first one wasn't able to get too much value. I'm wondering what Cloud9 has to cook up with this one.
Dude, it's round 7. You're right. He has 2
I
ults.
told you, man. This man is not normally in the server today. But he looked like this in the offseason as well. That's the impressive thing. He stepped up to a different degree.
Speed up towards C. The eye's already out. You've got 1 sensor there. That has been cleared. They're fully going forward here. They don't really have any ult to play around other than Mata's, but even with that in mind, they're choosing to persist. Now remember, that's historically been Finesse in that position.
Yeah.
This time it's Som. If they try to flip back, they're going right into a lot of this pressure. What a shot from Som. Traded back, though. Zeppa has his ult, as we mentioned at the beginning of the round. Does he light the fuse? Does he hit the big red button, or do they hang on to it for the next? Mitch has been spammed through.
Oh, no way.
Zeppa getting another 3v2. Still a winnable situation here for Cloud9.
He's using it. They're committing.
Can he funnel out of this? Tries to get past it. Time is short. Time is really short.
Okay, that was sick from Ethan. I don't know if anybody caught that, but he TP'd out of the Armageddon. It's very small. It's a very hard round to win for Cloud9 anyway, but still. The timing you need in order to dodge that. That's sick. Look at this. He dodged it completely.
And then gets a kill onto Zeppa.
But it really did look like NRG just decided to run it down. They've had enough of getting bullied by Cloud9. Verno, he got that entry, taking things into his own hands.
A little bit of utility applying pressure towards door.
It's so cool, like the default that Cloud9 have been running with Mitch stunning from that door and the rockets coming out from B. But it looks like it's going to get punished this time. A walk-in to B main.
The shot triggers the stun. But now they know where he is. Do they try to hunt him down? Yes, they do.
Beautiful rocket.
Zeppa removed from the server, and now the spike planted. There's a lot of retake util here, though, for Cloud9.
Breach ultimate showstopper online.
They're in a really good spot here. That's going to tag a couple of members. Mitch trying to spam into the smoke, and they both get dropped. Still ult popped and still killed found. But Vic has been left on his own. All eyes onto the newest addition to the squad, and he cannot convert anything.
Gets deleted from the server. Verno, it finally looks like he's heating up. His aim is on point. This is what we've seen in the offseason. He was the MVP of Soup. Best KD. It will be a Cloud9 timeout, a smart moment, because it kind of does feel like NRG is getting back into the swing of things. That's 2 in a row now. Cloud9, they want to stop all the momentum. Probably going to lose this next round. Your money isn't that great. But this timeout is for the next. Hopefully they can ice some of these players on NRG like Verno.
I'm trying to figure out how anyone ices Zeppa.
I don't think you can at this point. He's just too consistent. I mean, you got to keep him off of a Vandal or a Phantom. He's a Phantom player. You got to keep him off of that.
He had 19 kills in the first half of map 1. Currently sitting at 16 kills. And we've played 8 rounds. That's an outrage. I mean, that's just dumb.
It is outrageous. But NRG, it looks like they have gotten a read of things. They've gotten a read of some gaps in Cloud9's defense. Now opting to walk into areas like that front B. We've seen the lurks towards that A side already work. And I guess that's just the problem with running a deadlock. You can shift past those trips, not have to deal with them until it's already too late.
Similar look for the defense here for Cloud9, the stun. And then you imagine some of that raise utility, and there it is. That stun nade will give them a little bit of presence.
Yeah. Wow.
That hurts, but that hurts more. Great shot from Mata.
Ruba should clear out Mitch as well here.
Yeah, you have to spot it.
And if not, the Ruba. What?
I mean, he got one for his troubles.
Yeah, I was going to say if not the Roomba, the Prowler, but jeez.
Cloud9 filling in on all this space in spawn. Vic does have a gun. No armor, though.
Yeah, this Vice Wall, too, will give a lot of info to NRG. It'll make them speed up into the site. There it is. Gotta get a move on.
Unsure about how much is there. Still concerned with smoke and stairs. Yeah, and instead of speeding up, they just want to fight.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I understand why. 4 for Mata. Finesse gets the last. The gap is now 1.
You know what? I get it. The last time they tried to speed up towards A side of the map, Zeppa got an ace. Why not just wait and take the fight? You have a higher chance of winning, higher probability.
I still don't know how Mitch hit that shot.
Yeah, I don't even know how he did that. He must have saw him just right on time. And this is something new from Mata, an operator in play. He had an outlaw in the previous round. Maybe realize there's some success to be had here. And wow!
Same target.
That is such a hard shot to hit. You have to be so fast.
Mata shows that he's plenty fast enough. Verno getting the orb, 2 away from his ult. And a freeze on the round.
Yeah, I really like the smoke that NRG just threw out Ethan. Smoking the top site right now. Putting doubt in the minds of Cloud9. But it is cleared out now, so they are aware. No one's actually crept into that C. Prowler in front B. I think it is heard by Zeppa. So he's kind of worried about it now. You see him looking back and forth on the minimap.
I have the spike.
But so far, Finesse is calling a great round. He's going to the site where there's only one player spotting.
Mitch is playing in a position, too, where he can give up the space. He's not in real danger, unless he gets one tap, of course, or that.
And with seeing a breach jump spotting from all the way that far back, it kind of makes it a little bit obvious that this is a retake setup.
And they do, I mean, they have Net's ult. That might just be enough. How far up does Sam scale here?
Wait, they tap A and they're going to end B.
That's beautiful.
With a deposit.
They still have some of that deadlock utility, though. This is dangerous.
Yeah, could this be a little bit of an overcook?
Very well could be. 12 seconds left. They have to commit to it, and that's exactly what they do. One has been snatched up. They're trying to free him from the cocoon, and they do. Sam has fallen. Mata one away from his ult, trying to stay alive. Manages to do so. Finesse is on the cross, providing safe passage as he gets another. But Mitch, the counter punch is there. 2 remaining on either side as the spike ticks away. You're hearing some of the utility go through his net. Now creeping forward.
One enemy remaining.
With the net in hand, Mitch gets 3. Finesse will have to clutch it out. Can he pull it off for his team? No. Again, the retakes from Cloud9.
A 2v4. And it's all because of this man right here on your screen, Mitch. The IGL of Cloud9. Taking out so many of those players in Baby Door.
We're not getting the message. Leave it to me.
And that's just so rough if you're NRG losing a 4v2 in that fashion.
Bro, is that another multi-kill round for Finesse that they lose?
Yeah, every time it happens.
I'm starting to believe.
But Mitch was so clean. I mean, look at these shots. It really did look like the players of NRG had no chance, but maybe a little bit of an overheat.
Same setup here, establishing control A main, but this time NRG are way faster. The Judge connects, but so does the Rocket.
A great trade. The nade to follow up as well, so nobody else can run out. Now NRG have to reset the round. And it kind of feels like C9 are ready for this. Like, look at the positioning on the minimap.
Ultimate's ready.
They're a little ahead of the smokes, yeah. Dog confirming a little bit.
No way!
And 2 again. They can wait out the ult, but Ethan
Wait a second.
being able to see
There's
through
no
the smoke.
Spike planted.
A 3v2 now, and it just got a little bit harder. Ethan managing to sidestep the flash. He has to give up a little bit more, though. Playing on Knife's Edge, getting the best of Oxy. A 1v2.
It's planted for him.
Spike hasn't planted that long. He's got to get a little active here.
Cover going out.
First bit of bullets going through. He's starting to smoke himself also, and he can spam, and he connects. Leaving it down in a 1v1 against Mitch.
Oh my goodness.
Second tap, just a threat as the bullets run out. 11 HP, and Ethan hits the shot. The Red Bull clutch for NRG.
Last round in the half.
Ethan's so good in these moments. Finally stepping up to the plate. So much experience on this man. And he's no stranger to spamming through those smokes. I'm getting flashbacks of Pearl and EG on that Champions run. But it's still so hard fought. I mean, if it peeks out in that moment and takes him out when he's planning, the round's done.
Last round of the half, the buy for Cloud9. Spotty. Mitch just picked up his ult, and they're going fast towards A.
Face your fear!
The question is, can Net hang on long enough? How much damage can he deal? He's only got a stinger.
He's got to get out of here.
And they're all running right at him, but Verno stunned, hits the shot. And now the site is theirs.
Spike planted.
Again, worth repeating, Mitch has that Rolling Thunder.
NRG right now, they need to be very careful.
Delayed by the wall for just a moment as Oxy gets on high ground, still gets a shot on a finesse. Verno can't see a damn thing, but settles and delivers. There's the ult that we were mentioning. It's going to tag up all of them. Vic filling in behind it very carefully, very quietly. Not able to connect onto Ethan. Zeppa's left alone. He's been a demon. Can he deliver again? Not this time. Finally, the retake attempt fails as we're tied at 6.
And what a comeback to the half for NRG. It was looking dire. They needed something. They needed anything. And it was Ethan who really stepped up huge in that moment, winning that, 1v2 in the previous round. This retake almost comes to fruition. But again, Ethan clutches it out, taking out Zeppa.
One enemy remaining.
It was looking very bad for NRG. But the thing is now Cloud9 are on the attacking end. They'll be able to set the pace. If they can get onto these sites, it's going to be very rough for NRG.
They finally figured out how to deal with that retake attempt. Tied us up at 6 apiece. We got Riv standing by with pancakes and paint from Shopify Rebellion right there on the stage.
Riot Games Arena, let's make some noise for these two. It's Paint and Pancakes, hailing from Shopify Rebellion. We all know that name, a powerhouse in the Valorant scene. Paint, I gotta ask you already, NRG versus C9, is this turning out the way you thought it would to start off?
Honestly, I thought NRG would have a more stronger lead, I guess, against C9. I thought for sure that C9 would kind of like choke it up a little bit more, and NRG would just take the lead because I found them to be stronger practicing against them. But it's turning out to be really even and close, I guess. I was actually really surprised that NRG was able to come back on low fracture almost, but it turned out to be fake, so.
All right, how are you feeling about the game? It surprised you?
I came in here expecting like an FNS masterclass.
Okay.
And he didn't really do that for me in the first game, so I'm hoping to see a little bit more for the second and third.
All right, we've been seeing Tejo quite a bit. What are you thinking about this?
Tejo is like pretty good against Killjoy, I would say. So I think the Vise pick is good for Mr. FNS here, and probably close out this map too.
All right. What about Vise for you? I know I switched it up. I was gonna ask him about Tejo, you guys, but what do you think?
I think Vise is actually really strong right now, given how much Tejo is able to break a lot of the Sentinel's util. So I actually think the Vise pick is probably the best against the agent right now. So.
All right, real quick, who wins?
I couldn't say, but right now I'm about to probably go with C9.
All right, who wins?
NRG 14-12.
Oh, back to game.
A second OT? Back-to-back OTs? I mean, I'm here for it.
We can only wish. Yeah. We can only wish.
What a gift that would be.
The thing is I feel like Lotus is definitely an attack-sided map, especially when you're running that double controller. And Cloud9 did a great job of getting those early round wins off of the back of Zeppa, who has the same stat line as he had on Fracture. 19-9.
We can only hope for Cloud9 that history doesn't repeat itself because, again, he was quiet in the second half of Fracture.
It's so scary having to play against this composition from Cloud9. You cannot really anchor these sites. Look at this utility.
Just reckless abandon. He just satchels forward past all of the Vice stuff into the smoke, still gets a kill.
The fast reaction on the flank, though, from NRG, it's really good, but look at the power of the deadlock. You have to transition through that B door. You don't want to get stuck behind there just spamming away.
I think they recognize that too, and that's why they want to try to scale and spawn. Finesse is here with Classic, light armor, able to get one. Mada's there with them. 2 found in exchange. And now all the monkey business has been placed in spawn, delayed the spike being planted. And now that's left Zeppa in a 1v2.
Surely not.
A tap, a threat, and misdirection. A step made, though, and that might have been enough to give the position away. Can Zeppa deliver once more? The high-low, that was dangerous.
He's got the rockets.
They're going to have to scale ahead of this or give up the space. 47 HP for Verno, 82 for Ethan. And now they decide to go. They're both so weak. One smoke used. Can Zeppa do it again? A little bit of a reposition, clearing out the fade util. Ethan jumping on top of him, what a snap! But Verno saves the day for NRG.
1 bullet away from losing the pistol round, but it's Verno that takes over.
Honestly, Verno, same, bro. Same.
He's not amused at all. The composure that this NRG roster has had It's really showing in these moments. It was so close. What a flick. Even Ethan can't believe it. He's like, he's playing out of his mind. I haven't seen Zeppa play like this in years.
Right there.
But NRG, a must-needed pistol round win if they want to even the tie.
Very similar setup to what we saw in the pistol of the first half, trying to utilize the missile net combo. Not connecting there, but you see some of the game planning that they had around the Tejo.
And it does secure them an orb as well. I mean, that A orb is so hard to get on the attacking side, especially when you don't have the firepower.
Absolutely.
It's very impressive. Gonna farm another one as well.
Just realized there were 2 judges for the defense.
Yeah. Tap of the orb this time, and it's gonna be a speedy hit on the actual site.
With thorns at their feet, the judge does connect.
Yeah, that's rough.
The spit getting action too. This is a really difficult thing for Cloud9 to be able to overcome here, and I don't think they will. Very clean eco.
Yeah, clean eco, very clean utility this time.
My question is though, I mean, what they saved 2 judges. What does the bonus look like here?
You know what? I like the buy just because of the fact that if you're not playing up front and personal against this composition, if you're playing far back, you're either going to have to go up against a brutal post plant because of the utility that Cloud9 has, or you're just going to get bombarded on the actual site. So I think the overall plan is to try to disrupt, take out as many players as you can before that site hit comes through. And what better of a weapon to do than a judge sitting in a corner, right?
Yeah. I see the vision. That stun just barely tagging. Masters and NRG by a little bit
Great
of time.
spam.
Getting 2 there feels criminal.
Yeah, he's waking up now. It was still a little bit of a slow start from NRG, but looks like they're in the swing of things. And you're so limited on what you can do right now. If you're Cloud9, you definitely don't have that C-mount control. And now you're running into Vice utility, but there's already a heavy lean from Verno. He's going to be supporting FNS here.
If not him, then the utility.
That tether can do some mad damage. I think what you're going to end up seeing here is Verno using a Prowler to identify if anyone is in this area after this utility has fallen.
It's a Guardian in the hands of Verno there.
It's an eye used inside.
Saw him taking a little bit of space towards B. So the time, the clock really is running out for Cloud9.
Remember, the longer that Cloud9 waits.
30 seconds left. Good hit.
But that said, though, they are creeping up. It's not like they aren't gaining anything on the other side of this.
It's so awkward. It's so awkward.
And it's successful for Cloud9. They're still a little bit outgunned, but they're managing to claw this thing back. Slow and steady wins the race for Cloud9.
He's stuck.
Mata managing to clear that out. Meanwhile, Som, we mentioned earlier, was taking the space towards mid, now in a position to really be able to impact.
What?
Just barely dodging that.
Did he just jump over it?
Looked like he sidestepped. Either way, still alive. Zeppa weak. Net's the healthy one. This fight is everything! And Som wins it out. Zeppa's been good, but yeah, 33 HP and a 1v2 good, I don't think so.
Oh my goodness. You just don't know when he's still alive. He might do it.
That's 9 for NRG.
But it's honestly a miracle that Cloud9 were even able to crawl back into that round. It looked like it was just all she wrote with the initial fight towards that C-mound area. NRG kind of letting things slip away in the mid-round there.
Timeout called there for Cloud9 is Ethan again.
What a nasty flick from that. And if that lands, maybe that's a round 1 for Cloud9. It was so close.
Yeah, because then it's a 2v1 in that situation.
And the last player, you know where he is. He's stuck behind that wall, that deadlock wall. Cloud9, they're going to take another timeout here. They don't want it to slip away too far. But NRG, they're in the driver's seat, 9-6 right now.
That was a bonus converted too. The eco for Cloud9 should be bad. NRG NRG, excuse me, are in a great spot here.
Yeah. And we didn't even really get to see much action from the actual judges. It was Ethan who got the 2-piece.
Right. Yeah, that, you know, I'd posed the question at the beginning of the round, how do you deal with 2 judges in a bonus round? You just don't.
You don't.
Yeah, Ethan just gets
Ethan just, yeah. He hears the satchel, understands that he's going up into the one-way. Oxy had no chance at all to play into that round, but he will have a judge of his own. And this man can fly. If he can creep up close enough and use those satchels onto an actual sight hit, might be able to get a kill onto one of these NRG players that are anchoring. There will be another fight for C Mound from the side of NRG, but no one there this time. You imagine that Mata's going to be left on that line with the Outlaw. And Sam is definitely communicating that it's an A default from the side of Cloud9.
He's got so much space.
Yeah, you're looking at the minimap. Yeah, Mata has everything right now at C. This is going to prompt a heavy lean.
Toxins going up.
Knocking of the door towards tree.
Toxin screen down.
Nobody walks in. This looks like they might try to split B to end. They're going to have to do with the Vice util, though.
So he can save his paranoia here for the actual retake. The problem is these guns, these stingers, the judge, it's so good to have on B. Wall gets baited out. Spike will be planted.
Mata's got a lot here to deal with, yeah. Net was ready for it. And Mata, quite frankly, was not, and now they can push up with the judge. Finesse on the counter. Oh. Again, the stinger is a serious problem.
Especially on B site. It's so close quarters. This round is over. It's a thrifty round win from Cloud9. A bit of a lack of judgment from NRG giving that B site for free. And the proactivity from Mitch, that stun into heaven. That gives Oxy the freedom to just run through with that judge. And yeah, stuns could be cosmetic, but Oxy's going to take that fight any day. He already only has a judge.
A couple of weapons upgraded too. So it is still one stinger carried over for Cloud9, but a rifle picked up. And now they can invest around it. There's that kill.
Yeah, that was clean.
Very nice from Net.
Gets an outlaw as well. I mean, if you whiff that shot, the round's done.
Mata once again with an op in hand. He's going to hold the B line against Oxy, who's currently posted up.
Yeah, he doesn't want the post plan of Cloud9 working again in this front B.
Surely you don't swing this dry, right?
Whoa.
Surely there's something with this.
Can't
Satchel's
connect.
away. Fortunately, too.
Wow. Nicely timed tether from Verno to stop the front B pressure. Cloud9 were ready to go in with that. Salatejo, rockets coming out.
Zeppa going to have a hand at this again.
Man, it's proactivity.
Oh,
but they don't clear the right?
The dog went the other way! That's a critical mistake!
No way.
And Zeppa pounces on it. Now B wide open. NRG at a severe deficit, and they're going to have to make these numbers work, and I don't think they can. Finesse left in a 1v4. Converting at least one, and the spike's out. They're going A.
That wall's still going to be up as well. Yeah, maybe Finesse is just going to try to save the operator, bring it into the next round. That's such a big investment. But again, what was that reclear in B? The Prowler never went right, and it looked like Mata, he had the intuition that maybe somebody could be there, but he looks away at the very last second. And then he gets shocked. Zeppa's there, gets a free 2-piece. Minimal effort in that as well for Zeppa.
Finesse waiting for the spike to go off. And yeah, I imagine he's going to try to save that up.
Yeah, Net's aware though. I mean, Net will get an upgrade now. Don't know if he really needs it. He was looking so good with that Guardian in the previous round.
Still get finesse.
He does. So finesse will save the operator.
Stays alive. Clutching onto it. Now back in the hands of the duelist. You take a look at that again. That's the play right there. It looks to the right, but I guess just not right enough.
Yeah.
At first, I thought the smoke was part of the problem, but
I thought they were doing it on purpose so he could actually get swung by Mata with the operator. I thought Mata was peeking that angle with intent. A little bit of a bait.
Either way, bygones must be bygones. They're going to try to go fast around for a day. There's the rocket used. Mata falls. Again, the op. Not finding anything.
Oxy was too high in the sky.
Oh, that drone getting cleared out. Oh, really? Investing the ult here.
Hit nobody. But there is still a lot of Vice utility towards this C site.
That's exactly where the mad dash is. TP through, Ethan joins the fold.
There's the wall.
Zeppa's left alone.
He can't move.
Where's the punish on this? I mean, he might not have to move. I think Finesse might be dead. Oh, just barely gets away. The attack's still in a really nice position. No flank to deal with, nothing else to consider. It's just Sam with the op.
Great shot.
That might be the problem. Tethered into their position. Forced to wait this thing out.
The spam back from Mitch.
Just one found. Again, Sam really doesn't have a weapon for it, but hang on, I might be entirely wrong about that. Now Pin invested. You hear the rattle off of these Phantoms, trying to spam through and catch any wandering target. Vic is in a really nice spot. Mitch is too. Oh, he's going to play this up close. He knows.
Oh, my goodness.
The play is telegraphed. Ness is waiting on the other side, and there it is. He goes down. Sam, again, in a position where you choose. Do you try to play this with the op? Do you try to save it? Choosing not to change weapons. He's getting surrounded. Here's the footsteps, lands a shot. Waiting, beckoning for the second swing, but the distance is just too far. We're tied at 9.
It's a very risky Viper's Pit for that reason alone. You kind of give the post-plant defenders a lot of room to work with. They don't have to worry about so many angles. You kind of cut the pie for them. This was that flying rocket that Mata was just not able to see. He just gets a glimpse of that trail a little bit too late, tries to land a flick, but that Viper's Pit from Sam, I think it just did a little bit more bad than good for the side of NRG on that retake. Now they're on an eco.
So I'm feeling some of that pressure. There is a gun on the field for NRG. Problem is, it's still towards B. Trying to make a mad dash back to where the hit is. Ooh. If he tucks, there's a shot here. Mata does have his ult too.
Yeah, but look at Zeppa. Zeppa's just dialed in here on this flank.
He's in a great spot.
Yeah.
Also worth noting here, Mitch has his ult online.
Oh, man. It's going to be an absolute brawl.
The potential to inject chaos into the situation.
Okay. You know two are here at the very least.
Ethan has that paranoia ready.
Oh, my goodness. Baiting out the Viper's smoke.
Mata still has not moved.
Yeah, he's in such a good spot. Could be a round-winning spot, Doug.
Oh, but surely they think about the fact that B has gone uncleared. Surely they look. That's exactly what Vic does. And that's the gun. That's probably the round.
Such awareness.
No surprises.
I'm so impressed with how Cloud9 maneuvered around this C mound area and didn't take the bait of running into the actual C site.
And you imagine there's information coming in from other players in the mid-round there, but you gotta give Mitch the credit there.
What a great call. Wait.
No surprises.
Still a lot of work to be done.
Oh, man.
Not fooled yet. There's the Mitch has the stun ready.
And he's got a lineup as well. You're not getting that one, buddy. Damage was done, though. That is an upside for NRG.
I think the bigger upside here, though, is for Cloud9.
Yeah.
They've taken the lead back.
Most definitely. The awareness from Vic in that moment, I think he may have heard a step as well of Mata dropping from that little ledge. Yeah, it really came down to that. The only rifle in play.
Oh, not only the only rifle, but he had his ult.
Yeah,
and they were all in B main there.
Yeah.
That's like a Razor's
Oh,
dream.
man. Great mid-rounding from the IGL. So the last time out for NRG. Suddenly they're on the back foot. And this was all after a timeout from Cloud9. Remember that, Doug. Cloud9 have run 4 in a row.
Remember the previous map, it was NRG that attempted a comeback. And they fell just a little short. This time it's Cloud9 who's having their run at it. And so far, it's working.
I've been so impressed with how Cloud9 have approached both of these maps. The game plan, it's looked great. The hours that Imi has put in, along with Mitch, you can tell that they have a clear understanding of what they want to do, what they want to accomplish with this unique composition.
4 rounds in a row. You're right, the work has paid off, but the job's not done.
Deadlock ultimate available, Breach ultimate available.
Out of charges.
On the other end, we still have that showstopper. An exchange of pace.
Verno's in trouble. Verno is the trouble.
Yeah, he is.
He might get more. Turns the flash. Does get caught by the ult, though. Mitch funneling in behind it.
Oh my goodness.
That's one way to clear that out.
I've never seen someone use a Raze rocket to get their teammate out of dodge like that.
Infinitely more efficient.
Yeah. Numbers the way of NRG now. But you can't count Cloud9 out.
I mean, they haven't gotten a ton yet. That's a bold swing.
It's hitting
Mitch.
3.
They're fully committing on this, but I think this is going to be a fake. They could continue to hit back B, but it feels a little labored. It feels a little disjointed. Mitch is going to fall, and now the possibility of that is gone.
Mata was so clutch this round.
Quietly working their way towards A. Here's Cloud9. Cautious to check every single corner. Peek under every rock. And now committing.
30 seconds.
Full set of util for Vic.
I'm all eyes on Zeppa right now. He's in such a good spot. Is he going to get cleared? He's hearing the footsteps. He gets the info.
Timing is everything here.
Oh, man. This could be very deadly right now, Doug.
Oh, but Psalm's going back. He's not.
If Vic can even just get 1 kill here, or a crossfire is able to be made.
And again, he's got all of this util. The paranoia is going to buy a lot of time, but Zeppa not choosing to commit to the flank. Vic getting 1, Vic getting 2. Forget about Zeppa. It might just be Vic. The field has now been equalized.
No way.
Off of the tap. Can Zeppa be a hero again?
No
Very
way.
well done. And he gets the kills. Cloud9 get to 11. The Red Bull clutch.
It's just ridiculous what Cloud9 is able to do when they're down numbers. Almost converting a 3v5, now winning a 2v4. Sometimes when you play too disciplined, like NRG, it can work against you. You take a little too much time to clear out everything.
Yes! Nice, baby!
Pure vibes from Cloud9, they can taste it.
The vibes have to be forgotten, though, because we're right next into the next round. Deep smoke to provide a little bit of cover. Cloud9 uncomfortable towards A.
And Doug, even that Omen smoke that comes up, you can tell that there's a little bit of frustration, maybe lack of communication from NRG, because Cloud9 already smoked that off. There's no need for you to invest yours. So NRG a little bit flustered after losing that 2v4. They need to bounce back. They need to keep the mental strong. but there's so much riding on Finesse right here.
Som's the one who's getting pushed back. And they've left net back A. As net starts to creep forward a little bit, you see the rest of Cloud9 joining him. There's a lot of the defense here.
NRG not moving.
Yeah, and they just don't really have gun strength.
30 seconds left.
Well,
Big pick.
okay. I mean, huge. That nade will buy a little bit of time as well. He's going to have to do it more than once, but he can't.
Jeez.
A great swing out from Oxy off the flash and the kill found. Finesse with the Bulldog. Trying to keep this thing back himself. Som has now arrived up in heaven. Cloud9 sitting comfortably on the site. And series point is what's up for grabs.
Oh man, the triple swing on top of it. Cloud9, they're on point.
I mean, it's gorgeous.
Whoa.
Snappy from Finesse, still 2 more to be found. No reason not to try to make a play here. He is weak, 60 HP. Can the leader roll back the years? No. That's Cloud9 on series point.
And yet again, NRG having to come back to bring this out of regulation.
Pancake said it would be what, 14-12?
Yeah.
NRG?
Yeah.
Possible.
It is, especially when you look at the ultimates that are going to become available from the side of NRG. Wait, that is crazy.
Bro, that only works on land.
Wait, what?
Only works
I didn't even know that was an angle. With a ridiculous entry and still losing the round. That's rough. There's that grab net setup that we saw in the pistol round.
Bookending the map potentially. Success on the pistol. Perhaps here in the last round of the map too. Som's going really fast, but they're all turning back towards him. He's only able to find one. Are they expecting a second? And now the TP committed. Ethan here.
Oh no.
That's all right. I was scared too. They don't know. What is this round?
It's so interesting.
They're still going to swing into it. Finesse only able to get one, and there's Ethan, the spike on the ground.
One enemy remaining.
Net will have to clutch this out on his own. Can he put them away?
I have the spike.
Spike grabbed. Verno moving forward. Head spotted, shot not delivered. Ethan taking a step back.
Oh my gosh.
Not winning out on the fight. The 2 massive threats have been dealt with. Now Net can turn forward back towards A, but again, Verno ahead of it. The eye will buy some time. The spam not connecting.
30 seconds left.
Honestly impressed that he's made it this far.
Yeah.
This might be one of the silliest rounds we've ever seen.
100% Duck.
Net marked, decayed, alone. With the Prowler behind him. Net's still in a position to pull this thing off.
You can't hear anything.
Remember, he was outnumbered. NRG will get to 10. Yeah, now we can talk about
Doug, it was so ridiculous.
Yeah, we can talk about
I
it
was
now. Go
holding
ahead.
on to that laugh for so long.
Yeah, go ahead.
I cannot believe that FNS turns around, flicks Ethan in the head, by the way.
Yeah,
If that was Vic,
Yeah.
if that was Vic, Vic was deleted. But on top of that, Cloud9 didn't even hear that somehow. And this happens. It's just, it was ridiculous. But a great ult from Verno there to make sure that Net isn't able to hear the scaling from the side of NRG. Yeah, a sigh of relief for sure. That was one of the craziest rounds of Valorant I think I've seen.
I'd love to see the epic pen trying to break down that round. Good luck.
There's that big investment as well to get that A space of very unique Viper's Pit. This does leave tree open, but NRG are aware of that. That's why you have the Vice utility set up there. Flash delay as well.
The drone didn't tag anything.
Flash didn't either. Still a very heavy lean. Mata pushed all the way up front B, hearing for that rotate all the way back.
Looking for the flash.
Finesse's ult here would be huge. But Verno, he's the only man in sight right now.
There it is.
Oh, this is big, but they have to aggress with it, but that Omen smoke is great.
The nade will help.
Oh my god.
But the thing is, I mean, Cloud9 have frozen in situations like this so many times and still managed to pull it off. They're going to leave.
The rotation should be heard here by Mata, though.
And they don't have a ton of time. So either they go into the pit or they go back B where Mata is, as you mentioned.
But he's not going to peek here because if he falls, the round's done.
I mean, the trampling of Clydesdales, he knows they're there, and he's biding his time. Patient with it.
A smart Omen ult invested very early on to guarantee that space onto C. Mata has to go huge here.
13 seconds left.
Oh my god, Net is finessing around Mound.
Is he tucked behind the wall?
Yeah, he is, but Verno gets 2, somehow 3.
Net getting 1. He somehow snatched his way back into this again. It's at the hands of Mitch. The ult out. The shot delivered. Can Mitch put him away?
Yes, he can.
Doug, it's over. What a finish. What a way for that to end. Cloud9 shock the world. And 2-0 NRG. The fact that Net's ult goes off right before he dies. Unreal.
This has truly been a close series. Yeah, Cloud9 take this one away, but it was hard fought from both sides. Comebacks on either end. Crazy performances out of players we didn't expect. What a huge dub for Cloud9. Taking out the Titans of the offseason. I mean, NRG looked perfect.
A warm welcome back to a winner's foul for Cloud9.
A warm welcome back for Mitch to Cloud9 as well. And Net back into VCT.
Those last couple of rounds had some of the wildest things I think I've ever seen.
It was insanity in the server. I can't even imagine how it felt playing that.
A deadlock ult.
And Mitch is just staring at it.
Just watching
he knew he had it in the bag.
Yeah.
It's like watching a home run. Taking your time, walking through all the bases. I do have to say, these jerseys are amazing. That Cloud9 jersey is insane.
You talked a couple of times about the preparation and the work that Cloud9 were putting in.
Yeah.
Getting ready for this and the long hours. And again, they had an incredibly tumultuous offseason.
Yeah.
Roster changes up until the very last minute. And Imi had been asked, I believe he said 17 times, about some of the changes, and he didn't regret any of them.
Do you regret it?
I mean, after a win like that, I believe him.
He's a man of his word. Yeah, he literally was telling me 18-hour days. 18-hour days.
The man of the hour, though, Zeppa. The amount of ridiculous moments that he had on both maps. I didn't see how many kills he ended with it on that to close things out there on Lotus, but
many.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty safe bet. I'd go with many, yeah.
And also the performance from Mitch, not only in the IGLing role, but the clutch kills that he got. Bringing rounds back consistently on that initiator role. Whether it was the Tejo, the Breach. I'm excited to see him play KO as well. He's known for that. It's insane. It's nice to see him back in the league, seriously.
They do it every time. They make believers out of people.
Yeah.
And just when you think, nah, there's no way they do it again, here we are. Lo and behold, a 2-0 series sweep over NRG. We're going to throw it down to Riv at the stage for the Verizon post-match interview.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm joined by Zeppa from Cloud9 as they take down NRG. I think a lot of people felt this was going to go the other way today. I mean, it was a nail-biter. It was amazing for the viewers, but it had to be pretty damn stressful on stage. Walk me through what it took to take down NRG in 2.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was very stressful.
Okay.
No. In a sense, like the first game was 10-2, first half, and then it got stressful. But, I mean, no better way to start it. You know, obviously winning against NRG, one of the teams I wanted to play, considering, like, you know, all the talks they'd be doing, but feels great.
Oh, absolutely. I was talking to Imi between the maps, and he was talking, or before even, he talked about culture and how that's working with the team and it's been a benefit. You've been with the team such a long time. How is the culture now benefiting you, and what is it allowing you to do to play better?
I don't know about how it's allowing me to play all better. I feel like I've been the same. You know, feels like we finally maybe have the right pieces around me and obviously everybody else. like I said, Mitch is a fantastic IGL, and we have Oxy, probably one of the best duelists, and then the three of us, the three Stooges. But it feels great now.
I was actually going to ask about Mitch. What's it like having him come back? Is it kind of the same voice you heard before, or has everything evolved and you're all just that much better?
I'd say personality, it's the same, but obviously he wasn't an IGL when I was playing with him. He was just like more of the sentinel lurking. So it is different hearing his voice every single round, because obviously Vanity was the IGL before. So, but I mean, having Mitch on the team is great because he fits our personality very well, and as you can see, we mesh.
Before I get to the next game you guys are playing, I want to back up for a second. You mentioned that the way the team is kind of built really helps you to do more. What does that mean? What is it allowing you to do more? What is the team giving you so you have that space, you have that work to do?
It's hard to say because I feel like every iteration of the team, I have that trust, I have that confidence. You know, like I've never felt out of place with any of the teammates I had before. Yeah. But I mean, there's nothing to say. Actually, there's nothing to say.
Looking at G2, that's going to be a tough one. We were just talking here. You wanted this game first. Yeah. You wanted NRG, so that kind of a little pressure off. But G2 is still going to be there. That's still going to be a banger. What are you thinking?
Like I said, the first two games, I would say, is probably the two hardest games. I'd say these like the top three teams, G2 and NRG. So I mean, if we can't beat the best, then we don't deserve to be here. So I'm excited to play the top three teams.
Damn. All right. So before we go, as they're setting up on desk, I want to ask you your opinion on Teo coming into this season. We also got Vice. How are these mixing and matching for you? Or do you think it's going to be more for Cloud9? Do you think you guys can play without it?
Hard to say because I don't do the drawing on the board. People they just tell me what I play and what I do, and that's it.
Now, let me get these right here. Let's get these. Let's start throwing these out. Crowd, get your hands up. Cloud9 taking the win today. Zeppa, thank you so much for this interview with me. We are going to be throwing the match point with Vic and Oxy. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being hyped. Let's head to the desk.
What's good, everyone, and welcome to the Match Point, our end of the day show. And as Riv said, we're joined by Vic and Oxy here to talk about that win over NRG. Holy crap, that was wild.
That was wild.
Okay, well let's real quick just dive into that real fast because coming into this, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think a lot of people were discounting you guys, especially what NRG did in the offseason.
Yes.
That win had to feel good though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that felt very good. Obviously they beat us in the offseason and stuff like that, but honestly, the more exhilarating thing is we won, and I played that was the worst series I've ever played. I think I did deadass.
Does that feel good though to know that your teammates have your back in that situation?
Oh yeah, it feels great. I knew this guy's the best player in the game, but Jesus.
So now, Vic, you're coming into this team. A lot of pressure, for you, for Cloud9, the fans, I'm sure. What has the experience been like for you getting into this team, but also now having tasted victory on the main stage like that?
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of roster changes during the offseason and a lot of ups and downs. I think we learned from it. I think all of us are confident in our abilities and to overcome the adversity. And the community, it doesn't really matter. I think we're just working hard on our sides.
You want the results to show for itself and
exactly.
Then let the community make their assessment from there. No, it makes perfect sense. I mean, and then also too, Oxy, you had a, good year last year, but this year I know a lot of people are really honing in on you. So for you to start off the way that you did, but yet still be able to walk away with a dub, still be able to have your head held high. Yeah. How does that feel in this moment in time?
I mean, obviously, NRG is an insane team. They have like Sam, FNS, Mata, Verno, Ethan, like world champions. I mean, it feels great. I'm not gonna lie, but Jesus, it's okay. I'll be back.
You'll be back. We'll be back. All right. Okay. So look, here's the games. We like to do some games here at the end of the day. All right. Because we got a little duo here. All right. The name of the game is Duo Cues. We want to see how well these two work together. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a question, and then Vic, you have to answer this one, and then we'll switch it off from there. So, Vic, what is Oxy's favorite music genre? You write it down and write down your answer. All right. What is Oxy's favorite music genre? Chat, make sure you participate as well. Love to hear from you. All right.
I don't know what the genre is called, but I know his favorite song is.
You know what? Oh, interesting. You know what his favorite song is?
You want to do favorite song?
Let's stick with the genre, but I'm curious to see the song, though. I am curious to see the song. So give me brownie points today. I write the song, too.
Let's put the song.
And then for the genre, it could be whatever. Because now I'm curious.
I think that's what it's called.
To know your boy's favorite song.
It's not my favorite genre, though. That's the thing.
Okay, it's not your favorite genre.
I got it.
I've been best friends with my boys for 15 years. Can't tell them a single one of the songs they like. All right, let's go. The question was, what's Oxy's favorite music genre? Vic?
I think it's K-pop, and his favorite song is 505 by Arctic Monkeys.
Okay, that's interesting. All right. And?
K-pop, Arctic Monkeys. Hey.
Holy crap. You guys got it right.
100%.
Well done. Well done. All right, let's go ahead and flip the script. How tall is Vic? Oxy, you got to answer this one now.
Jesus. We got to go to the height?
Now I would reckon to say quite tall, but...
That's all I'm thinking.
Now, pressure's on. What do they win? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Love and adoration from the people at home. All right. How tall is Vic, Oxy?
5'6".
5'6".
What? 5'8".
Survey says?
No.
My driver license says 5'8".
What is this guy saying?
My man rolled up there and put 5'8" on the thing.
This guy's 5'4", trying to put me down below with him.
I gotta take him down, you know? It's all good.
Bring him down a couple of levels
Yeah,
there.
100%.
All right, here we go. Now, this is a game-related one, all right? It's about Oxy, Vic. What is Oxy's sensitivity in-game?
Oh,
easy.
Easy?
Okay,
Look, this
easy.
guy knows me. Jesus.
Okay. I didn't realize there's such a symbiotic relationship here forming.
This is
between
crazy out here.
One mind. All right. Are you good? Okay, Vic, what is the answer?
0.23, 800 DPI.
Okay. Did he nail it? Survey says.
0.23.
Hey!
800 DPI, but he's got everything. Jesus.
Wait, do you do 800 DPI?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Look at this guy.
Okay, and we have one final question. Who goes to bed the latest?
Oh, wow.
Between you two.
Oh, between us two?
Yes, between you two. And then if you want to, throw someone in the team under the bus, feel free to.
Oh, cool. I got one.
I always encourage it, And chat, make sure you guys are out there participating as well. We want to know who you think is the one that goes to sleep the latest. All right, let's go ahead and flip it at the same time. 3, 2, 1, flip it. Oxy, but really calling out Zeppa.
100%.
The latest you go to sleep.
Latest? I mean, like 2 a.m. is the latest.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty late. I'm
Not gonna lie, I'm old. I can't handle that anymore.
Hey, but this guy, Zeppa, best player on our team, this guy plays TFT till late and then gets off at late. Jesus.
Just called him out on 4K. All right, guys, well, there you go. Thank you so much for participating in Duo Qs with 2 days of the kickoff play in the books. Let's go ahead and take a look at our bracket and see where we are right now, because Cloud9, with that win, will move on. Face off against G2 Esports. And then we have Leviathan going up against Furia. Those are the results of your matches here today. But fellas, I want to talk to you about this G2 C9 game. G2's coming in with a lot of hype. I know you guys had a little bit of a run-in with them on Spotlight as well. You're excited for that game? How you feeling, Vic?
Yeah, I think we're excited with our new iteration of the roster.
You feel like you match up well?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay. Have you scrimmed at all or no?
We haven't scrimmed them at all. Last time we played them was at Red Bull, but they didn't have that much practice with Jogamo, and now, I mean, I don't really have anything to say.
Yeah, you just have to assume they have a lot of practice to jog at this point. You're familiar with them, having competed against these guys, all these guys on the stage here. How are you feeling about your
I mean, they're an insane team. Come on now. When they've gone 2nd place or 3rd place, like they've made it to every international. Obviously, one of, if not the best team in Americas. And I mean, we played against them in Spotlight, which was a little, we had a good clash, but obviously Jaw is an insane add to the team. He was a world champion duelist. I mean, it's just gonna be fun.
Hey, but you know what? Coming into today, everyone said y'all weren't gonna pick up the dub against NRG, and look here, you're talking to me right now. Yep. 1 in the column. You'll love to see it. Vic, Oxy, I want to thank you so much for your time, fellas. Thank you for joining me here on Match Point. But we're gonna be waiting for a moment here, and because we do like this awesome end of day rollout, so just wanted to have that going. But before we do that, though, one final question that I have for the both of you. When you guys were coming into the season, knowing everything that you knew and how tumultuous it was for you, did you feel like, despite it all, this was an inevitability that you guys would be able to pick up a win like this today? Did you still feel that confidence within one another, despite everything that had happened?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think every day in practice, we're striving to be better and striving to be a team that can beat these certain teams. So if we don't come into these matches believing that, then I don't see why.
Yeah, no, for sure. Same thing for you, I'm assuming, then?
Oh, 100%. When we were playing, jeez, the new towel, oh my God, that shit gave us too much confidence. I'm not gonna lie. That shit's broken. Just kidding, of course. But yeah, we felt very confident coming into the match always, but obviously the public thinks we're gonna lose NRG, but.
Yeah. And also, just it's wild because you were the rookie last year. We were also like, oh, Oxy this, Oxy that. But now, you got some experience under your belt. Do you feel that? Do you feel that with the squad, or you still feel like you're still learning?
Honestly, I always feel like I'm learning, and honestly, it still feels my rookie. Still feels like my rookie year, and I'm just playing, having fun.
Hey man, just take it one game at a time. That's all that matters. Now I will say goodbye to you all. So thank you once again. Appreciate you guys for taking the time with me and dealing with me. But that is gonna do it for us here. But what's in store for 2025? Let's hear from the pros about the new map pool, the meta, and so much more. Enjoy.
The map pool for 25 at the start this year, it's right up my alley. Fracture's back into the mix.
Fracture's back with, EG was the best team in the world on Fracture. So, I like that as the IGL.
This Rolling Thunder could be monstrous. Pushes them all back. Punch. No way. He just draws out the knife and he shuts him down.
Personally, not excited to see Fracture then. The last time I played it, I played Canteen 12 rounds in a row on defense. I would say fractured comps are going to look exactly just like 2023 because there's not much you can change on that map.
I don't think the 23 comp of Sova, KJ, Breach is going to be the standard, but it's definitely a good starting point for all the teams.
Sempre gostei muito de Lotus e Fracture, então estou pouco ansioso também pela volta deles. Eu sempre gostei bastante de jogar.
A lot of things are different. You're going to see a lot of more brawly agents. You're going to see a lot less jet operas, that's for sure. You're going to see a lot of Raze, the Neon nerf. Overall, I think a lot more fast-paced gameplay, just brawly and heavy executable styles where you just kind of retake and execute bomb sites and try to play off of those.
I mean, to be honest, Neon, it kind of got nerfed. There's only one slide now is probably the biggest nerf. Before, you could waste one of your slides to go peek something, but now you can't really waste it. You need it for entry.
The thing I'm excited about is the new agent variety. I'm excited to see Vise, who was also recently released. I think Vise has a lot of potential and that teams are going to be using her a lot, so I'm excited to see how she does. At the same time, Neon just got nerfed, so there's a little bit more Raze, Jet, Yoru, even Phoenix. I think it would be fun to play Phoenix. If I got some Phoenix maps, I would be quite excited, but we'll have to see.
And that's our show, everyone. We thank you so much for tuning in. And don't worry, we'll be back here tomorrow with plenty more Valorant action right here at VCT Americas. So thank you so much for watching. Once again, here's your Samsung SSD Fast Replay.
The second timeline is never going to be the same. Who would have thought 2G make it through Ascension the fashion they did and don't even get to be the underdog in their debut game in VCT? What is happening?
I'm excited to see this. You can expose players.
Guided Salva, not quite enough shots though to really put pressure on the attackers here, but Estella, my goodness, okay. That happened very quickly. See a commitment here, and they're going to get it. Cabera sat in the corner, easy as you like. That's 3 for the super stand-in. And a quick sheriff shot rings out. Awkward spot for B-Dog, but they've interrupted the plant, and the smoke set up for Jake is perfect. They're able to get onto the site. Not dead yet, Pop, but it wasn't even needed. That is stunning from Furia. That'll be Furia, shockingly, from NA Challengers with Love to take the first map in this series. Haven is a 13-7.
Find a target, though.
Making that noise to wake the dead, but silence won't be roused.
Back, Jake tries to get the adjustment in time.
The timing is everything. 8 bullets left here. Penny finds him. Okay, now this one's on the table for Furia. It's up to LZ, who is behind a one-way and now needs to step up. Step into the fray and challenge it. Penny's there for 4. And Furia with an unlikely comeback. Stella playing passively off it. He knows he has no util to leverage. Oh, that's dirty. In a blink of an eye, 2 players from 2G picked out of the literate Stella. We'll double back for a 3rd. Penny clears Kaberi. He has to know this is happening. He'll have a timing on the Vice. And there's a tickle on the spike. Penny, though, puts them to bed. The super sub team at the last minute cobbled, and I mean cobbled together for Furia, has triumphed, and not in any small manner. No, they thrashed 2G.